Hey, it's Dougie Wood, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, what is a SharePoint site? So starting off, before we talk about what is a SharePoint site, I'm going to talk about what is SharePoint. So SharePoint is a web-based collaboration platform developed by Microsoft that integrates all the Microsoft Office products. It is commonly used for storing, organizing, and sharing, as well as accessing information from any device, whether it be desktop computers, mobile phones, or tablets that are connected to the internet. SharePoint provides a centralized location for teams or organizations to collaborate on documents, manage projects, as well as share information in a secure and controlled environment. It offers a range of features such as document storage, version control, workflow management, approval processes, as well as integrating all of those Microsoft Office products that we know and love, like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So that's essentially what SharePoint is. But where does a SharePoint site fit into this? So a SharePoint site is a fundamental building block within SharePoint platform, as it serves a centralized online space where users can collaborate, share information, and work on projects together. A site consists of various different components that we're going to be talking about in today's video, including lists, libraries, pages, and apps, which can be customized to meet specific needs, and each site has its own unique URL, set of permissions, which is essentially the list that controls who has access and what they have access to, which defines essentially the controls of who has access to control the site. So this is what we call a communication site. The purpose of a communication site is to communicate information, news, articles, announcements to a wider organization. Often a communication site can also be used as the homepage of an intranet. Now the intranet, as I say, it's not just one site, it's a collection of different sites. So they can be all put together to make up an overarching intranet. So this is just like what an intranet homepage could potentially look like. And then we'll have department sites which sit underneath it. So whether it be for finance or for HR, IT, marketing. You might have a site that looks like this for human resources, where you might be putting employee questions, surveys, information about interviewing new staff, access to benefits and compensations, career advice, and any other kind of topics that human resources might want to distribute to the wider organization. Another type of SharePoint site is referred to as a team site, and this is much more for a collaborational space. So you can see from here, this is an example of a project management team that's working together using a SharePoint team site. A SharePoint team site is a collaborative space within SharePoint platform designed to facilitate teamwork and information sharing among members of specific groups or a team. It serves as a centralized hub where team members can collectively work on projects, share documents, and communicate effectively. In this example, you can see that this site, the SharePoint team site, consists of several core components that enhance collaboration. These include document libraries for file storage and sharing, lists for tracking information. So this could be such things like progress trackers or issue trackers, as well as we could be creating pages of content using a variety of different web parts that can be customized to display relevant information. These components are designed to streamline team workflows and ensure that all necessary resources are easily accessible all under one roof. One of the primary functions of a SharePoint team site is to facilitate document collaboration. The document library within the site allows team members to upload, share, and collaborate on files in real time. You can see that it's embedded on the page here, but I can also access it by clicking on the Documents link on the left-hand side. Now, if you don't have that, you can also access it by clicking on the cog across the top right-hand corner, clicking on Site Contents, and then you'll see documents listed here. SharePoint provides a multitude of features, including version history and the ability to check in and out documents if you wish. However, that has also been recently replaced with a feature referred to as co-authoring, meaning that multiple people can edit the same document at the same time. This collaborative approach promotes efficiency and avoids the confusion of multiple documents floating around. So we can store all of our documents in one place, in folders, and even drill down to have subfolders like this, where we can see we've got folder 1.2, which lives inside of folder 1.1 within folder 1. Now this is referred to as a breadcrumb navigation to make it nice and easy to jump back. So going from, say, folder 1.2, I can go all the way back to the top of the structure, or I can drill through like so and go back to, say, folder 1 without having to go all the way back to the top if I didn't want to. Other components of our SharePoint site, as I say, doesn't just include document libraries, but it also includes lists. Again, I can get to them by the navigation on the left, but if I don't have that link, I can click on the cog, click on site contents, and I can see not only do I have my document libraries here, but I've also got my SharePoint lists. In this case, I've got an issue tracker list and a project progress tracker list. By clicking on them, I can then jump into the full list to see, for example, I've got multiple columns in here. There's no data in here yet. I can either create a new item by clicking on the new button, or I can click on edit in grid view, which basically puts into like a spreadsheet mode if I was adding multiple items at the same time. I can create a new item by clicking on new, which shows me a form. So every SharePoint list has a form for data entry. So I can put in a new issue. So say, for example, I might say something like project delayed because of fault. Put fault details into here. I could put in details. I could put in some priority, say if it's critical issue, who it's assigned to. So I might assign it to, say, Chris, date reported. I could even get this to default to today's date if I wanted to. Put in any other kind of issues and details I wanted. Click on save, and there we go. I've got my item then logged in here. So a SharePoint list is a structured data repository within SharePoint. So it's within the SharePoint site, allowing users to organize and manage information in a kind of table type of format. Lists are versatile and can be adapted to various purposes, such as tracking tasks, managing assets, collecting feedback, or storing contact information. These are really useful in this particular scenario of a project management team. The structured nature of lists with columns and rows provides a familiar interface, very similar to a spreadsheet. As we've seen, when we click on this edit in grid view, we can interact with this data just like it is a spreadsheet. So say, for example, if I was to click on here, whoops, clicked too many times now. If I was to click on the row, I can then drag this down, just like in Excel, to sort of duplicate it multiple times if I wanted to. But SharePoint lists offer customizations to columns as well. So you can see if I exit this grid view, I can go into status and I can actually choose column settings and then edit, and I can add more choices to this list as well if I wanted to. I could change the colors as well. So say, for example, blocked is red, and new I might want to actually say is yellow, and then click on save, and then now anything tagged as new will automatically turn yellow. By default, SharePoint lists have what we call views. So we have a all items view. So we can see that this is all items regardless of any filtering, sorting, grouping, anything like that. This particular list template I'm using also has some additional views. So group by person, group by priority, or group by status. So if I group by status, you'll then see these items, which are marked as new, will be automatically marked as new in here. Now, if I edit this item and change it from being new and put it into complete, you then see when I come out of here and refresh the page, might just take a second, that the grouping will then put this item into completed and this one into new. We can, of course, create our own views based on different types of filtering, sorting, and grouping. I just wanted to pause the video for a second to ask a favour. If you're enjoying this video, please do like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you're looking to fast track your learning for SharePoint, then I would suggest you take a look at the membership options on my channel. To do this, just go to my channel and you'll be able to see already I've got over 100 subscribed members. If you click on membership, you can see the membership options and subscribe to my only membership option currently, which is only 99p a month, so it's not going to break the bank. But with this, you'll get access to a fast track scheme where you'll be able to see a full membership only training, which will go into full details of what is a SharePoint document library, advanced features of the document library, as well as navigation and mastering some engaging SharePoint intranet content, as well as understanding how SharePoint search works as well. It's a bit of a mouthful. Also, you can, if you're interested in building out your own intranet, then there's a 3-part series as part of the membership, which will go into full details about how you can create your own intranet with a step-by-step guide, showing you how to build an intranet homepage, as well as department sites. There's also a Q&A area within here, so if you've got any questions at all regarding those videos or needing a bit of extra help and support, you can use this questions and answers area. I also frequently poll my members to understand what additional training they would like to see, which at the moment we can see Power Automate for Beginners is leading the way. So thank you very much for considering this. Please take a look. If you've got any questions at all, you can let me know in the comments. Let's get back to the video. So let's continue talking about what is a SharePoint site. So as you've seen so far, SharePoint sites are made up of multiple things, including document libraries, home pages, and SharePoint lists. Another key component of a SharePoint site is the navigation. SharePoint navigation refers to the way users move around and access content within a SharePoint site. Navigation elements typically include the top navigation bar, which is often referred to as the hub navigation bar when the site is enabled as a hub. And this can contain up to 3 layers of navigation. Number 1 being, say, knowledge base, number 2 being finance, and then number 3 being expense requests. You could also see site navigation. Now, the site navigation on a communication site is across the top, whereas when we look at a team site, the site navigation is actually on the left-hand side, but it serves the same purpose, which is providing links which are related to that particular site. Those navigation bars provide links to important site sections, while the quick launch menu offers quick access to specific lists, libraries, or apps. And the final thing to understand about a SharePoint site is how the SharePoint search features work. SharePoint search is a powerful search functionality. You've got the search bar across the top up here. Now, depending on where you search will depend on the results that you get. But tripping over my own words. The SharePoint search functionality within the SharePoint platform allows users to find relevant content quickly. It enables users to search for documents, but as well as SharePoint sites, lists, and other information stored within the SharePoint environment. SharePoint search employs various algorithms and features, including content crawling, indexing, and relevance ranking, to deliver accurate and efficient search results. Users can use keywords, filters, and other search parameters to locate the information they need, promoting efficient collaboration and information retrieval within SharePoint. So depending on where you search in SharePoint will depend on the results that you get. So searching across the hub will search all the sites within the intranet, whereas searching just within a specific list, for example, will just search the content which within that list. So depending on the context of where you are, will return different results. If you're interested more in SharePoint search, I do have a dedicated video about SharePoint search that you should watch after this to go into more details. Thank you very much for your time watching this. Again, if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and consider my membership options for more in-depth SharePoint training. Thank you.